quite a number of teachers in the audience.
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Welcome to you all, and a warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, Disleji, who's won that the Global Teacher Award. It's a pleasure for us to welcome you to this webinar. आप सब जानते हैं कि दिसरे जी को ग्लोबल अवार्ड मिला है. उनका एक्सपीरियंस आप सबके साथ शेयर करेंगे. On that too, sharing this on the occasion of National Science Day, which we are going to celebrate on 28th February, is something which is unique. हम सब जानते हैं कि for the nation to progress, science is extremely important. और हम लोग नेहरू साइंस सेंटर हो और बाकी सब हमारा जो साइंस सेंटर्स है अक्रॉस द कंट्री, थ्रू आउट द ईयर हम लोग साइंस के ऊपर में एक्टिविटीज करते रहते हैं. साइंस सेंटर्स, टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग हो, बच्चों के लिए काफी सारा वेबिनार हो, लेक्चर्स हो. और इन दैट डायरेक्शन वी आर एक्सट्रीमली ऑनर्ड दैट यू हैव kindly consented to to be with us and to address the teachers. I'm sure your inspiration will go a long way in motivating the teachers to be to see that they also try and achieve the glory that you have achieved, so that their students will be benefited. So with these few words, I would once again welcome you all to today's function, and I hand over the mic back to my colleague Umesh ji. Umesh.
Okay, sir. Thank you. In fact, it's a privilege for me, I should say. Though दिसले साहब को तो अभी कोई परिचय की जरूरत नहीं है, मेरे ख्याल है जो भी हमारे टीचर यहाँ पे साथ में जुड़े हैं वो तो मुझसे ज्यादा ही उन्होंने उनके बारे में छानबीन कर ही लिया होगा, और आजकल गूगल में तो इतना सारा इंफॉर्मेशन मिलता है. तो परंतु फिर भी अगर ये मुझे मौका मिला है तो मैं दो शब्द जो भी मुझे उनसे मिले हैं उनके बारे में, मैं बाकी जो यहाँ टीचर्स हमारे ज्वाइन किए और जो फेसबुक में अगर कोई जिन्होंने पहले नहीं ये इसके बारे में पता किया हो तो उनके लिए मैं थोड़ा सा उनको इंट्रोड्यूस करता हूँ. फिर हम उनसे डायरेक्ट सुनेंगे कि उनके एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में, उनके काम के बारे में. श्री रंजीत सिंह डिसले इज द विनर ऑफ famous $1 billion annual Global Teacher Award for the year 2020, and he's the most important thing that he's a teacher from a Jilla Parishad school for girls in Paritewadi in Solapur district of Maharashtra. In fact, this reminds me, वो अभी जैसे नेशनल साइंस डे चल रहा है तो उसके अंदर कहते हैं ना कि रमन साहब ने जो स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोप यूज किया था, इनफैक्ट उसका एक रेप्लिका मेरे पास यहाँ रखा है, पता नहीं मेरे सभी लोग यहाँ देख पाएंगे. ये वही रेप्लिका जिसमें रमन साहब का जो स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोप है जिसपे उन्होंने रिसर्च किया था, जिसका मूल्य या कॉस्ट इट वाज हार्डली 200 रुपीज. कहने का मतलब यह है कि बहुत सारी चीजें इस तरह का जरूरत नहीं है. सबसे बढ़िया गिफ्ट हमारे पास जो है वो है दिमाग, मस्तिष्क जो हमारा है, ब्रेन है, और उससे मेरे ख्याल है हम बहुत सारी समस्याओं को ढूंढ के, पहचान के और कुछ ना कुछ सोल्यूशन उसके लिए निकाल सकते हैं. और ऐसा भी कहते हैं कि जहाँ प्रॉब्लम है वहाँ शायद सोल्यूशन भी है, और यही सब डिसले साहब ने किया है. इनफैक्ट ही इज वेल नोन फॉर हिज innovative teaching works, the science lab which he has built, and particularly adding this QR code to the primary category books, in fact to enable them, all those students who have access to those video lectures, poems, assignments, stories. His idea of incorporating this QR code into textbook that has been adopted by NCERT also, and in his village he also campaigns to eliminate adolescence marriage and creates the education for girls. So in fact this is a very prime interest, I should say. In fact, we next time whenever we'll get an opportunity, sir, you are working for the girls. We have done for 2-3 years, last 3 years, one workshop is called done by Covestro. It's called a STEM workshop for girls. Particularly more than 3,000 in each year. They have been given exposure to become scientists, you can say, or what it feels like to be a scientist. So maybe we will be in touch with you sometime in Solapur, where what you are doing. Perhaps we'll extend that, and we, there is a science center also. Sometime we'll have a collaboration, and perhaps we'll be able to do this kind of work over there also with your participation and support. So with this brief introduction, I think I will hand over and invite Mr. Disle to start his experience, his lecture, and sharing whatever he would like to say, the message to our all respected teachers who are here, welcoming them all also to this platform. Sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Umesh ji, for such a warm welcome, and thank you, Neuroscience Center, for inviting me to speak to you here today. I'm very delighted to speak to all the teachers and innovators, scientists, those who are now watching this live session. Thank you so much for attending as well. So today I'm going to share what exactly I did, what I'm doing, and what I'll be doing. In 2009, I started my career as a teacher in the same school, Jila Parishad School, Paritewadi. And day one, I still remember the 5th of January 2009. And my headmaster took me to my classroom and he showed me, Ranjit, this is your classroom. You're going to teach here. And I saw the condition of the classroom and I was really shocked. And I asked him, sir, are you sure? Is this my classroom? He said, yes, it's your classroom. But I said, sir, it looks like the cattle sheds, stuff are there, cows and buffaloes are there. So how can I teach here? He said, no, this is your classroom. This building belongs to government. You have to teach here. That's it. I was really, really upset and really shocked. But another shocking thing was that parents were not complaining about the status of classroom. That was really shocking to me. So it really gives me idea how parents were completely unaware and their indifference toward the education. So it took me 6 months to get back my classroom. And in those 6 months, I actually surveyed the entire village and collected some data based on their educational status, economical status, their culture, their thought process, how they look at the education. So based on the data collected by me, I set up 3 targets before me and made a plan of action to achieve those targets. The targets were to change the awareness or to create the awareness among the parents. Second was ensure 100% attendance of girls and boys in the classroom. And third was to upscale or to improve their academic performance. And to achieve these targets in 5 years, I initiated some projects. The first one was community engagement program. So I started to live there in Paritewadi, engaged with parents, participated in their cultural programs, their family programs, had a tea with them and started to communicate with them, how they look at education, why they don't believe that education can change their status. So everything just like being part of their family member. And when I become very close to them, then I started to push a thought of education in them. So I always believe in acceptance of a thought, not just, putting or forcing the thoughts on them. Change certainly happens, but it should be accepted by those who are the part of that change. And I am doing the same thing. So gradually parents started believing in me. So this guy going to do something different. I was going to parents and visiting them wherever they are, and the kids are everywhere, like in the farm. Girls were sitting at home and taking care of their little brothers and sisters. So I was visiting them, convincing them, just take your class, if you just give me all your kids. Get to know about the students in the classroom. So I started using very simple technique. I use laptop as a technological instrument in my classroom. So what I was doing, we were just watching movies, singing songs and dancing. Students coming to school just for the entertainment. My classroom became an entertainment part or entertainment place for them. Just have fun here. So when they were going back to school or back to home, they were sharing what exactly happy moments in the classrooms. So those students who were not attending the classroom, it actually catches their attention. My friend is going to school and he's enjoying. And what I'm doing, I'm just doing very hard work in the farm. So it's now better to go in the classrooms to just enjoy what these things helped me a lot. Students started coming in the classrooms. So the first target, what I was doing just to achieve the 100% attendance in the classroom. Then I started a initiative which called as Alarm on TV Off. So this initiatives ensure that active participation of parents in this teaching learning process at home as well. I had set up an alarm on schools building. It goes rings at 7 p.m. So this is an indication for parents now stop working whatever doing, stop watching movies or the TVs. Now sit together with your kids and help him to understand the concept, help him to complete his homework. This is what I was doing. And in the afternoon, I was sending them a message, text message on their mobile and telling them that you are going to do these things at night. So according that, they were planning their things, whatever they're planning their task, and then helping their kids. So gradually, I took a response. Gradually, parents started to take a responsibility of their kids' education and learning, and students also started taking ownership of their own learning. So this helped me to teach them beyond the classroom as well, after the classrooms as well. Later on, what I was doing, I started to turn that entertainment part into edutainment part. Now students were coming to school. They were just watching movies and singing songs. Now I have to turn that entertainment into edutainment part. And for that, I created videos of mine, downloaded some videos from YouTube, give some voice over to them, and created a digital resource bank for my students. So students were accessing the digital content at home and learning through the mobile as well, use the technology. But sometimes we were facing some problems, like sometimes files get corrupted, sometimes file format was not supported by the mobile devices. What could be a better solution? And to find out that, one day I went to in a shop, and there I saw that shopkeeper had actually scanned a code, and the information and the price were displayed on a machine screen. So that action actually catched my attention. So this can be implemented in education as well. So I started working on it. I Googled it, how we can create QR codes, what can be embedded, how we can scan it, everything about it. And for piloting, I created 27 QR codes for my students, did a piloting for 1 year, and based on the results and based on the improvement in academic performance, I this proposal and instructed, ordered the Balbharti to run a pilot. I think around 2018 or 17, I forgot it. But then Balbharti started to use this technology, and later on, now every student in Maharashtra now using QR coded textbook. And since 2019, NCERT also used the same techniques, and students across the India now using these QR coded textbook. So this is how journey is still going on. And I more collaborate with you, or we can do something different for students as well. So I'd like to mention one thing, that we have set up a project called Virtual Field Trip of Solapur Science Center. With the help of Solapur Science Center, we created that virtual field trips, and around 70,000 students in Maharashtra have actually benefited from this. We popularized the science the same way we were demonstrating the live experiments to students. And at night, I have set up a very small lab at my home. And from there, I run I run the virtual field trip science center, demonstrate some experiments based on air, pressure, and other concepts of science. So definitely we can do the same things with Nehru Science Center. I'll be more than happy to work with you as well. And currently, I'm running a project called at Let's Cross the Border. So this project actually focuses on sustainable development goal number 16, that is about peace. And we are making a peace army of at least 50,000 students by 2030 from India, Pakistan, Israel, Palestine, Iraq, Iran. Students are, expected to promote the peace and follow the principle of non-violence, start building the friendly relationship, and promote the peace not only in India and Pakistan but across the world, so that they could shape the future of this world much better way, and they will be creating the world where they would like to live. So I hope you all guys will be would love to be the part of this project as well. So if you can do something with the help of you, I'll be more than happy. So now I'll stop here and would love to listen to your questions or anything from audience.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Disley. What I will suggest, means you have mentioned and what I have said, yes, it will be a privilege for us also, where we can collaborate, and because the mandate is almost same. You are directly working at the grassroots level, and government has given us this mandate that we should preach, we should try to take the message of science to millions, because somehow science is at the grassroots, or you can say at the base of almost all development, science, technology, innovation. We are setting up now innovation hub also in Solapur. Very soon, I think material will go there, and maybe in the next couple of months it may be inaugurated, mostly by say 11th May, which is National Technology Day. By that time, I hope we'll be able to inaugurate. So it will be a good opportunity, in fact, for you also, maybe together that Solapur Innovation Hub, that something can be done about that. And,
yes, I'm still working. Yes, you're right. Solapur Science Center and the Incubation Center, Innovation Center is also set up there. So in next few months, we'll be launching very innovative program, startup and innovation curriculum for students. So I'm currently working with the skill development department, how we can develop a culture of innovation at the grassroots level, at the primary level, so that we could get very innovative and new ideas to solve the problems that we are facing. So definitely we will meet again, and we'll try to find out what are the possible ways where we can collaborate and take these things further.
Yeah. Okay. I think what I will suggest, Rajesh, there may be some people who would like to ask some question. Somebody is asking, sir, I will just read out some questions. What is your next achievement or goal in education? Means once you have achieved already, what is the next?
That's a good question. Actually, what I'm going to do in next couple of years, I'm going to find out, Ranjit Disley in India and across the world. There are so many teachers doing good and excellent work. I'm going to find out them, starting to scale up their project, how they can come at the global platform as well. And I'm more playing a role of support system for teachers in India and in Maharashtra. So how they also can achieve the same success what I've achieved. So I'm more than happy to help each and everyone to unleash their potential and to develop the teaching skills, and to benefit for benefiting more and more students. So I'm going to do same thing for other teachers, supporting them.
Oh. There's one teacher from West Bengal, actually, Krishnendu De. I want to personally contact you. How can I do that?
You just can write an email to my team. Whatever the queries are, I'll be getting in touch. So you can share my email with him personally.
Okay, I will do that.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, there are many teachers. Basically, that is the prime question, I should say. They say how we can collaborate with you, how can share your experience in their school, or how to get in touch. I think email is one best option, because there it can be replied at your leisure time when you have spare time. I know you are.
Yes, do email me only. I'm
Yeah.
not going to use WhatsApp and other things.
Phone, yeah,
Please
yeah,
don't message me on a WhatsApp. I'm not responding there. So
yeah.
just email me if you just wanted to collaborate me to participate in the projects. You just can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, where I always mention and publish all my new and upcoming activities there. So keep following me there. You'll be getting announcement and new updates regarding my new upcoming projects.
So one Mr. Angad Shinde, he says, "Sir, I would like to do work with you."
Yeah, definitely. मैं तो चाहूंगा आप सभी के साथ काम करूंगा.
हाँ,
Definitely come up with a very innovative idea where I can scale up this idea और हम कहीं आपके साथ मिलके कुछ अच्छा कर सके. तो मेरा सभी से ये अनुरोध होगा कि हम सब मिलके कुछ अच्छा काम definitely करेंगे.
sure. So maybe we have a group. Will those who are interested, they can write to us.
Yes,
We'll
yes,
share
बिल्कुल.
the email of sir individually, and then you can write to him whenever he will find time and whatever is possible. He can
Yes, sir.
definitely come with that. So far as, in fact, I'm really impressed, sir, what you have done and the way you have started means instead of going away from that this kind of classroom where kettles are there and means not a very conductive ambience or atmosphere, but you have never said no. That's what perhaps you should never lose heart, or you should not lose your confidence. In fact, that's a very good epitome, I should say, your setup, and all our teachers, they will definitely learn from this, that don't run away from the responsibilities. If you have some problem, try to find out a solution, which this sir has definitely done in his case. And in Science Center also, we say it's the edutainment word which is there. Means, and one very good thing I liked about that is, if you want to change, or if you want some change to happen, do it by the way of acceptance. Is
Right.
just not by forcing them, by just by say giving some kind what you call dictation. No, it can be done. So that is what he has done. All parents were, sir, now I think it recollects me also. Earlier when we were in village, I belong to some place, means in Haryana. It's a remote village. But there at that time, teachers used to stay in village, as you have said, you have spent time
Right.
over there, and they used to participate locally in our day-to-day program, and evening they used to teach them. And at that time, there's nothing concept like tuition where you need to pay. So those who are willing to go to them in the evening, they can go to their house and learn whatever, because whatever their problems are, they can be solved on them. So something like that. Means it's really good to see that still those things are there in some part of the country, and people are doing that. Any other question, if there is there? Because I know sir is sweating out there, and he is
Yes, yes.
somewhere on the road. I can see, but he has spared. I'm really thankful to him, because he could spare some time for all our respected teachers, and has shared his experience, which is quite motivational, I should say. In fact, we'll be very eager. And sir, in Innovation Hub, normally we conduct, there are some mentors also appointed, and there are some programs also. Whatever
Okay.
is already there, that we can share. Whatever you can add, perhaps it will be a good it will be a good ecosystem and platform where children will be able to do some experiment which they want to do on their own. It is not a guided one. Like innovation, it happens that there is no channelized instruction. Whatever they want to do, they should feel free to do that. So any other question? I could say most of them. How QR code work? Can you tell us once? Would you like to take some this? How QR code work?
Okay. So to use QR codes in a textbook, now you have to download an app called as Diksha. It's a government of it has been created and designed by Government of India. App
Diksha.
called as Diksha, DIKSHA.
Yeah,
Just
Diksha.
download that app. There you will find out a symbol to scan a QR code. So when you just click on that, it will automatically open your camera, and you just need to hold your camera on that QR code, and it will get scanned automatically, and the digital content embedded in it will be now appearing on your mobile. It's very easy and very simple step. Use app Diksha, DIKSHA.
Oh, thank you. And though it's this question is very busy, but still I would like to take it up. How is your feeling after getting the Global Teacher Award? Though we have seen your video when you are sitting with your parents, I
Yes,
knew,
yes, yes, yes.
I've seen that
Right.
video. Those feelings, I think, difficult to express in words.
Right,
But
right, right. You
still,
might have seen, yeah, it was really a memorable day, 3rd of December
obvious.
2020. And you can see that I was not hoping that, and it was biggest surprise ever in my life. I didn't know how to express, how to say thanks to them. So
Yeah,
it's
difficult.
better I just hug my mom and express my feeling the way you have seen. So it was really great when the proud moment. I'm very proud to say that Indian teacher got an award, this award, and I become first Indian. So I'm very proud of that. But it's not just recognizing me. It's award of each and every teachers in India who are doing great and excellent work in the classroom. So I'm just accepted this award. I just have accepted this award on behalf of them. So it should not be like Ranjit is the best teacher. No, we all are best. We are just doing great things. Now we need to build a network of like-minded and positive-minded teachers
Yes.
and take it further.
There is one more question, sir, from Archana Ingle, ma'am. First of all, congratulations to you on winning the award. My question is, how can you involve all the students who, due to pandemic, are on the verge of losing interest or are a bit demotivated? Any tips?
No, during the pandemic, this is gonna be the last question because I'm getting very sweat and it's very unpleasing for me. So what I did during the pandemic, rather than focusing on the textbook and other things, I put focus on life skill, how I can develop the life skill. Because I realized that nature and a family were the safest source of knowledge for my students during the pandemic. So how can I take a help of parents and families and nature to continue teaching learning process even at sitting at home? How a home can become information and entertainment or educational place. So I created, designed some project for my students, given them activity seed. They were just measuring how much water they are consuming, how much electricity being consumed by them, temperature of their village. So when the temperature increases by 1 degree, how much water consumption increases, how much electricity consumption increases. Then when they collected data, they started analyzing it, and then getting analyze it, then you make some decisions. So through that process of completing projects, I developed their skills as well, analytical thinking, data
Yes.
collection, making decision making abilities. So all these things were happened and developed through the project based learning. So we call it as a PBL, project based learning, and it helped me a lot during the pandemic.
Yeah. So I think it's a
Okay.
very good thing. And one thing what you can say is where there is a will, there is a way.
Right.
Something like that story which you used to teach, means read during our matriculation or just before that in school. But I think we have learned so many things, and you have been, in fact, you have been truly inspirational. Given so much things, I think in this short span of time, that how you started, that itself is a something to be copied or to be followed for that. I think we'll call it right now here. I think all the questions, most of them we have taken, some of them may be repeated one. Thanking all the teachers and thanking you, sir. Despite having odd conditions, you have spent
Thank
time
you.
and we have been bothering you a lot. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, sir, for being with us. So, okay, thank you all the respected teachers here. Those who are willing, they can write to us. They are in the group. Rajesh is there. Manjula ma'am is there. I'm also there. So you can write to us. Those we can share the email ID of Display sir, and then you can write to him if you have some.